Aloha! My name is Michelle Hernandez, and I'm speaking to you from the island of Maui, Hawaii. Welcome to Life is Constant TV. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about why is it called Life is Constant, and of course, also bringing you a little bit of island life. We're at a park just past Lahaina. Lahaina is on the west side of the island of Maui. And as you can see, the beautiful ocean behind me. It's a very popular park. Today we got waves, so the surfers are checking them out. These certainly are not the largest waves that exist on the island, but seem to be big enough for them to have some fun. All right, I turned it around. This is still right where I was standing, but you can also see one of the other islands that we referenced in another video. See a couple of islands from here. I think that might be Molokai. And then if we pan over to this side, I believe that's Lanai. But don't quote me on that because I'm not real good on names of things. Like the name of this park, I have no idea. I probably wouldn't be able to pronounce it. Oh, actually, nope. That wasn't true. See that one way on the end? That's Molokai. And that means that would be Lanai. And the other one, I don't know. I'm sure you can check it out on the map. But see how nice this little thing is? It's like a little nature's little kiddie pool. It's great to bring your family. And just a really, real pretty park. There's a beautiful tree. Pretty busy today. Some parties happening, family parties. It's like Hawaiian parties, but also some visitors. Maya, you gonna show yourself? Maya, it's getting hot. She does not like the water, even though we live on the ocean. I have to throw her in sometimes to cool her off, but don't worry, I take very good care of Miss Maya. She's my best friend. Aloha, I'm back at home and I wanted to talk a bit more about why my channel is called Life is Constant. And the reason is because it is. Life is never ending. It's a constant. It keeps going. Even after our death, we keep going. Our spirits keep going. That we are spirit beings that are inside a body. I know that sounds kind of crazy or weird talk, but I don't mean to be weird. I'm just saying that it is. I mean, I do believe in life after death, and I do think that when we have the perception of that our physical life on earth is such a temporary state in comparison to eternity, that we can really keep things in the proper perspective, and that not taking such things so seriously. And you know, the first part, a lot of my journey was studying the near-death experience, and they call it NDEs, and there's actually been scientific studies on it. What it is where people have actually died and had an experience. They actually felt their soul or spirit leaving their body, seeing things in the operating room, seeing things that were unexplained. I mean, there's stories, there's thousands and thousands of these, right? So there's stories about blind people being able to report what they saw, and it's really hard for them to describe it since they've been blind all their life, and so it's like, how can they describe something when they are blind? That, like, if they were conscious and awake, they wouldn't be able to describe elements around them, but yet when they're dead, a lot of the stories are that our body, that we are in perfect form, and all of our senses are there, even more senses that we have in our physical body. So anyways, it all started with me listening to a lot of near-death experience stories. And sure, we can disregard them and say, oh yeah, that stuff's not true and all that. But the thing is that there's so many of them from all types of people all around the world, all different cultural backgrounds, all different religious backgrounds, that it's really hard to dismiss them all.
Well, to me, these near-death experience stories was like the most compelling evidence, because there was even studies by scientists showing the commonalities out of all these stories. I'm really excited. I just got through this book called Imagine Heaven. The author is John Burke. It's also available on audio for those that don't like reading or don't have time to read and commute like I was doing for so many years. And I'll have it in the comments or in the comment section below. But the book actually brings forward so many near-death experience stories, and it starts explaining the findings from a lot of studies that have been done. And he does a really, really good job on that. For those that believe in the Bible and are Christians and think that, there's certain things, like no matter what religious background you are, or if there's no religion and you're just more, New Age or whatever, I still enjoy this book because it really breaks it down very well. It's the only any resource that I found that brought the stories together in a really well even-toned way. He purposely chose the stories and near-death experiences of the people that were educated or basically had something to lose by sharing a very personal experience when they had died and come back, right? Most people will think that you're nuts if you tell them that you actually saw Jesus or a man in white, or some people went to hell and comes back. So it's like the stories are really interesting and very vast in that regard. And so I would highly recommend that you get that book or check it out, because maybe it'll give you even a different perspective of some things. I mean, we all are in process, and we all can always, I believe we should always keep learning things and keep our minds open to a lot of different avenues. And so that is why, it goes together, heaven and, eternity, with the title of my website, Life is Constant, and also the title of my channel here. It's because it so truly does. It is constant. It doesn't end. I just know it as I know it all in my being. I know that my husband is in heaven. I believe that I will see him again one day. It just gives me tremendous hope and joy to know that I will do that. And so losing a loved one, it just brings peace on that. And some of us, we wrestle with the faith and all this, and how can you believe it? And you gotta check it out. This book also has a whole section, facts and that backing up biblical events and things. And so it's worth your time. And it just changed my life when I embraced the fact that eternity really does exist. Being the overachiever and the lawyer and the business owner and all this, going after the material stuff and, whatever. When you reach the end of it and you're still not completely happy, you realize, well, what good is this? Everything that I went for, I achieved, and so I should be tremendously happy. Yet I still felt an emptiness inside. And so it wasn't until I found the truth of eternity and heaven and God that I got that filled. And I think I am convinced that can fill that hole that we have. That if you have one, I believe we're kind of somewhat designed to have it. And until we, get that completely filled, we're still just going to be struggling and working too hard, and it's going to try to be it all in our strength and our might and our intelligence. When you realize that how limited, very, very limited that stuff is, not to mention overwhelming, because we cannot control circumstances around us. Now, that doesn't mean that my life is perfect and that things haven't gone wrong, that even once I realized eternity exists, things still went wrong, things still broke my heart, but I was able to get through it so much quicker, and I can rise above it now so much better than ever before in my life. So that is why my channel is called Life is Constant, because I believe life is constant, that we never go away. We will always sustain through eternity. And that's why I share this channel with y'all, and I just hope that you enjoy it, and it brings you some peace and joy and comforting. Keep plugging away. I hope post the videos on Saturday Hawaii time, and most of you, I'm guessing, will see it on Sunday then. So until next time, mahalo and aloha.